the histories of both holidays, and then we're picking back up today. All right, ready? Good morning, class. I'm glad to see all of your faces again today. Last week we were exploring about Halloween and Dia de los Muertos. So I know you're excited to get started, and so am I. It's Friday, weekend's coming, we've had a great week of learning, and now we're gonna do some more art fun learning. So on your tables, you've got paper and markers and crayons. Now don't do anything quite yet. We're gonna work on this together. First thing we're going to do is go over some of what we discussed last week. So we'll do a short review, and then we're going to follow along. Miss Amy, I'm going to do a diagram on the smartboard. You're gonna follow along with me, and we're gonna develop our Venn diagrams. Has anybody heard of a Venn diagram before? All right, Rachel, what is one?
It's a tool used to compare and contrast.
Exactly, exactly, very good. Now, can anyone tell me a similar word to compare? And I kind of just gave you a hint. Does anybody know what compare means? Yes.
Same.
That's right, it means the same. And how about contrast? Does anybody know what that means? Page.
Different.
Exactly. So we're gonna be discussing what is unique about each holiday and then what is similar, what they share in common. All right, so what I would like, please, is a show of hands, and what you're gonna do is take each of you, grab a piece of white paper, please. All right. So a Venn diagram consists of two circles, and I'm gonna go ahead and draw them first, and then you're gonna follow up and draw after me. All right, so the first one we're gonna make all the way to the left side of the page. So go ahead and grab a Sharpie marker, and you're gonna make your circle. It doesn't have to be perfect, because as we know, art isn't perfect, art is expression. And we're learning. All right, the next one, we're gonna start kind of in the middle and closer to the left side, because when you do it, you want an overlap. All right? Does anybody have any questions at this point? No? Awesome, you guys are great. Okay, now with a show of hands, we're gonna use, I'm gonna mark this, this is gonna be our Halloween side, okay? And this is gonna be our Dia de los Muertos side. All right, does anybody remember what Dia de los Muertos means? Rachel?
Day of the Dead.
That's correct. And the reason, as we remember from exploring last week, Day of the Dead, is they're celebrating those that have passed, and they do, the Mexican culture doesn't believe in mourning, they believe it insults the spirits, so they celebrate their lives. So, looking at Halloween, what I'm gonna ask you to do a show of hands is give me a couple words that make Halloween unique from Dia de los Muertos, something that they don't have in common. Does anybody want to try? Cody?
Pumpkins.
Pumpkins, sure. So you can write in your circle pumpkins while I do as well. Okay. Let's get a couple more for Halloween, and then we'll do, or you know, you can choose. Do you want to do Halloween or Dia de los Muertos? All right, how about Thorn?
There's stories.
Stories. Okay, we're doing what's different now, and do we see stories anywhere else in this list?
Yeah.
We see them in both? All right, so we're gonna move to that since you brought up stories. This is where we're gonna put in the middle, because this is where our similarities go. So we'll put stories in the middle section. All right. How about somebody else? Yep, Shay.
Ireland is different.
Ireland is different, and that's where Halloween originated from, if you remember from our research. Paige, you had your hand up.
Halloween Celtic.
Celtic, yep. All right, how about some more from Dia de los Muertos? Okay.
Monarch butterfly.
Does anybody remember what makes the monarch butterfly significant? All right, so the monarch butterfly is believed to be the spirits of those that have passed coming back. And the reason that is because there is actually quite an amazing thing that happens. Every year, monarch butterflies go all throughout the world, and they come back and they hibernate in Mexico. And they make thousands of miles, and it goes through generations. And they happen to come on November 1st, as we learned that's the first day of Dia de los Muertos. So the monarch butterfly first showed up on November 1st, and so that's how they believe. Yes, Shane?
Sugar skulls.
Sugar skulls. November, on the 1st of November, are celebrated by painting rocks for those that have been younger, children that have passed away. And then on the 2nd, it's for adults. All right, and one more from, yes, sorry.
What about ofrenda?
Ofrenda. Does anybody know what ofrenda means? It's a Spanish word. It means offerings. So ofrendas go on the altar for Dia de los Muertos. And the offerings, if we remember, can be candies, it can be pictures, music, different things that the person has passed enjoyed. Now let's get a couple more similarities here. Anybody see any words that we can see in both? Yep, yeah.
Bonfires.
Bonfires. All right. Costumes. All right, very good. Now that we've got our list, we are going to use, or we're gonna go ahead and finish with the lesson. These are gonna be our practice run diagrams. We're gonna do this together, and then next time when we meet, we're going to make our own individually to see what you guys want, can remember on your own and do on your own. So how this is gonna work is, with your key that you have in your words, what is required is you're gonna be doing a drawing. You're gonna do 3 drawings. You're gonna do a drawing from one of the words that, it doesn't have to be these 3, it could be any of these, that's unique to Halloween. You're gonna put a drawing of what is similar between the 2 in the middle, and then you'll have a drawing, just one required, of the Dia de los Muertos. And those can go anywhere you want, or it can be any of those words, but it has to go in their appropriate spots. The second part to this lesson is using this as our key words. You are gonna be required to come up with one sentence using one of the key words about this. So for example, you could say, Halloween was originated in Ireland, is an example. That's a good sentence, and it tells me what you've learned. Dia de los Muertos. Sugar skulls are used to celebrate those that have passed. Or sugar skulls are made for children and adults. Ofrendas are offerings for the spirits. Something along those lines. Do you guys have any questions yet? No? All right. Well, if you want to go ahead and get started on your pictures, I'll be walking around helping everybody. Is there anything else that you think that you need? Yes.
So when we're making our drawings, do you want us to make them inside another diagram, or can we make them anywhere?
We're gonna practice on this one, so you can practice on these ones now, and then next week when we come back, we'll go ahead and you'll be doing them individually. And then after we're done completely, you're gonna write in your art journal today what all was involved, and then at the end, and then next week when we're done with the project, we'll do that as well, and then you will evaluate them. How I will set that up is on this board, I will have the rubric. It'll state what is expected of you, and I want you to be honest. When you do your critiquing, don't just say, I really like my sugar skulls, Miss Amy. Well, why did you like your sugar skulls? Did they have good color contrast? Where was your picture balanced? Different things, like why did you like those? All right, thank you guys. Let's get started.